I'm Tom Wainwright, reader in strategy and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is, in my view, one of the most important areas of management teaching and research. Over 99% of businesses in the UK, for example, are small and medium-sized. What that means is often they have fewer than 250 employees. So they are small. However, they also provide 60% of private sector employment. So although startups and small businesses might look very, very small, as a group, their impact to the economy is substantial. The specialism is fantastic for a student who's interested in entrepreneurship and plans one day to create their own startup. A successful graduate can also benefit by knowing about entrepreneurship too, even if they aren't planning on immediately creating a startup. The tools and knowledges from this specialism are also applicable to larger, innovative companies, particularly those that create new products and services, as they often adopt some entrepreneurial characteristics. This particular specialism moves away from some of the glitz and glamour and drama that you might have seen on reality TV to look more closely, much more critically, at entrepreneurship through rigorous study. Smaller businesses face many challenges, from the changing environment, competition from bigger competitors, economic crises, but also the complexities of managing innovation and creating new products. Unlike their larger counterparts, an entrepreneur often starts with a very limited resource base, or to you and me, not much cash. That means they're often quite sensitive to shocks and have to develop cunning, innovative strategies to overcome that adversity. We call that the liability of newness. So often, entrepreneurs have to develop clever ways of financing, marketing, and developing strategies on a low budget. This specialism in particular covers how these challenges are overcome. So in year 2, we start to build upon the basics that you covered in the first year. What you'll effectively do is start to specialise into more core management and entrepreneurship topics. So, for example, in the course, you'll cover management essentials. You'll effectively be looking at marketing, more generally in management, accounting, HRM, but also operations management. There's 2 very important courses here: fundamentals of entrepreneurship and also new venture creation. In Fundamentals of Entrepreneurship then, we start to look or take you through some of the steps and the processes involved in entrepreneurship. You'll learn all about opportunity recognition and how individuals and venture teams go about coming up with new ideas or spotting opportunities for new products and services. You'll also look at some of the specific topics and challenges which entrepreneurs experience, such as how do you grow a business, how do you market it, how do you develop strategies. This is much more theoretical, but also you'll start to learn much more about the types of entrepreneur. The second type then, or the second course, which is much more specific, is new venture creation. This is a much more applied module. Effectively, it's real-world simulation learning. What you'll effectively do is get into a group, get into a team of like-minded people, and basically sort of hatch or develop an initial business idea. What you'll then do is go through the steps to create a formal business plan, to examine how you'd go about developing this product, how you'd market it, and the finances behind it. And then you effectively pitch this business idea. In the third year then, you start to specialise even further as you deepen your knowledge into entrepreneurship. One of the main courses in this area is Clusters, Small Business and Entrepreneurship. What's particularly unique though, or special about this course, is you actually get to spend time in an almost consultancy role where you basically team up and work with a local SME or family business to develop a case study. There's also another course then which starts to take things in a slightly different direction, basically entrepreneurship, theory and history. This is again a very unique course which starts to basically take a very deep dive into the actual history of entrepreneurship and where it began. This particular course takes you all the way back in time to old Mesopotamia, up to other interesting points in time such as the Silk Road and the economy that ran along there. Finally then, taking another sort of different turn, is looking at corporate entrepreneurship as a course. This basically looks at how some of the knowledge, some of the skills and frameworks of entrepreneurship can actually be applied to much larger, innovative organisations. In the third year then, you get this excellent opportunity to undertake a dissertation or an individual research project. What this does is give you the opportunity to really drive the agenda and the topic of what you look at. You'll be paired up with an academic member of staff and they'll help supervise you and guide you through the process of undertaking research. You get access to a huge selection and a massive choice of different electives. And the whole idea behind this is it helps you to specialise and to focus on A, what you find really exciting and interesting, but B, particular courses and modules which might help you get an edge and really go for it when you come to getting the best degree, but also things which might help you get a job in the industry in the place where you want to be. Quite often it can be overwhelming when you consider the different types of modules and electives. So one suggestion I would have is make time to go and see your personal advisor. What they'll then be able to do is sit you down and then basically go through what some of the different courses are about and basically help you to come up with a strategy and a set of choices of electives which will really help you get to where you want to be.